Hello everyone, myself Krishna. In this video, I am going to explain delete range classic Excel activity in UiPath Studio. So let's get started. Delete range activity. If we want to delete cell data in the input Excel file, we can use the delete range activity. Using the delete range activity, we can delete single cell data, multiple cell data, column data, and row data. This is the input file. So here I wanted to delete single cell data, that is B2 data. So let's see how we can delete this B2 cell data in the UiPath Studio using delete range activity. So let's go back to the UiPath Studio. For the delete range activity, we need to mention the sheet name in which you wanted to delete the cell data, and then we need to mention the range. So here in this case the range would be B2. So let's save and run the process and verify the output. Now the process execution has been completed. So let's open the input Excel file. So the B2 cell data has been deleted. Now let's see how we can remove the multiple cell data. So here I want to delete the cell data from B3 to F5. So let's see how we can do that. Here the starting cell range would be B3 and the end range would be F5, right? So let's save and run the process and verify the output. So let's open the input Excel file. So the data has been removed, right? Now let's see how we can remove the entire column data. So here I wanted to remove entire invoice number data, that is B column. So let's see how we can do that. So here we need to mention B colon B. So let's save and run the process. So let's open the input Excel file. So the data has been deleted, right? For the delete range activity, we have two properties: shift cells, shift option. So after deleting the cell data, basically we have empty cells, right? If we want to fill these empty cells, we can use these options. In the shift option, basically we have four options are available: shift up, shift left, enter row, enter column. So let me show you these options manually and then we will execute in the UiPath Studio. So let's say you are selected the shift option as shift up. Okay. So if you delete the cell, that is C8, the below column data will move to the upward direction. And if you select shift left, if you delete the cell H8, the right side of the row data will move to the left direction. If you select entire row, after removing the row data, the below row data will move to the upward direction. So let's say here I removed the ninth row, right? So the below row information will move to the upward direction. Entire column. So if you remove any column, let's say the status column, if you remove, the right side of the column data will move to the left side, right? So to work with this shift option, first we need to check the shift cells checkbox and then we can work with these options. The first option, shift up. So here I wanted to delete the data from B2 to B5. Okay. So let me open the input file one more time. So this data will be deleted and the remaining data will go to the upward direction. Okay. So let's save and go back to the UiPath Studio. Let's run and verify the output. So let's open the input Excel file. So the data has been moved to the upward direction. For the same thing, so if you select the shift left, then the right side of the row data will move to the left side. So let me give a color to the row. Save and run the process by selecting shift left. So let's open the input Excel file. Data has been deleted and the remaining data has been shifted to left side, right? Entire row. If you want to delete any single row, so let's say seventh row, in the range section you can mention any cell number in the seventh row. You can mention A7, B7, C7, or you can mention A7 to B7, A7 to D7, something like that. So let me show you how we can delete this single row. So here I am mentioning B5. So before that, let me give some color to the rows. So it will going to delete this row, right? So here I am giving green color for remaining. Going to give this color. Okay. Let's save and run the process. So let's open the input Excel file. The row has been deleted and the remaining row information moved to the upward direction. Now let's see how we can delete the multiple rows. So let's say I wanted to remove the rows 5th row to 7th row. In the starting range, we need to mention any cell number in the 5th row, and in the end range, we need to mention the 7th rows any of the cell number. Okay, so let's go back to the UiPath Studio. So in the range section, the starting index I am going to mention C5 and the end index I am going to mention A7. Okay, so let's run the process and verify the output. So let's open the input Excel file. So the data has been deleted and the below rows has been moved to the upward direction, right? Now I wanted to delete the column data using the entire column shift option. Okay, so here I wanted to delete the status column, that is H column. In the range section we need to mention any cell number in the H column. You can mention H1 to H11. Okay, so after that then the received by received date will be shifted to left side. So let's delete this status column. So here we need to mention the range as H5. So you can mention H1, H2 or something like that, and then we need to select entire column, right? So let's run the process and verify the output. Now the process execution has been completed. So let's open the input Excel file. The status column has been deleted and the received by and received date has been shifted to the left side, right? This way we can work with delete range activity in UiPath Studio. Hope this video is helpful. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day.